So Bernie Sanders was recently on MSNBC with Andrea Mitchell, and during her interview with him, she constantly made the implication that Bernie Sanders should drop out, because she was talking about how Hillary Clinton is really facing two different battles. On one front, she's fighting against Bernie Sanders, who's still very much her opponent, and on the other side of the coin, she's also facing Donald Trump, who's now attacking her. So the underlying implication is Bernie Sanders, let's wrap it up now. Hillary Clinton's going to win. It's inevitable. So shouldn't you leave and exit the race? And basically, she tried to cultivate sympathy for Hillary Clinton, and Bernie Sanders shut her down hard. So we're going to watch the clip and then come back and discuss it. I have a lot to say about it. So enjoy.
But isn't the bottom line about you versus Hillary Clinton and who would be the stronger candidate that she is now fighting a war on two fronts? She's getting beaten up by Donald Trump on a daily basis. Aside from him calling you crazy Bernie in his tweet, he has been embracing you. He is building you up. He likes the fact that you're taking her down. So she's fighting Donald Trump, she's fighting Bernie Sanders.
One second. Andrea, no, I don't accept, Andrea, I don't accept that proposition. Last I heard, Hillary Clinton is running for president of the United States. I am running for president of the United States. Trump is running for president of the United States. And what a candidate does is make his or her best case to the American people. I have gotten attacked and attacked and attacked. My record has been misinterpreted and lied about. The issue of this campaign is to go out to the American people and talk about why the American people are struggling. Hillary Clinton has got to make that case. Trump has got to make that case. Sanders has got to make that case. And that's what we intend to do. And I know, I'm sorry.
Just saying sir, I'm just saying that Hillary Clinton's, the opposition to her, the negatives against her have been built up by Donald Trump just hammering away at her. And up until now, at least, he has not been going after you as much. She's fighting two big candidates, and you're fighting one.
Oh, really? Andrea, in every state that we have won, in 19 states, we have had to take on the entire Democratic establishment. We've had to take on senators and governors and mayors and members of Congress. That's what we have taken on. So please do not moan to me about Hillary Clinton's problems. I'm in this race to win. We're taking on the Democratic establishment. We are standing up for working people. And we have a shot. It is a steep hill to climb, but we're going to fight for every last vote that we can get, every delegate that we can get, and that's what I intend to do in the next month, 5 weeks.
Well, I don't think I was moaning about Hillary Clinton's problems, but just to point out, let me play a little bit of Donald Trump on Morning Joe.
So she said she's fighting Trump, she's fighting Bernie Sanders, and that's depressing her overall campaign, just basically heavily implying that Bernie Sanders should exit the race. No, do you want to know what's depressing Hillary Clinton's campaign? Hillary Clinton. It's not about whether or not Hillary Clinton is being attacked and whatnot. Bernie Sanders has gotten attacked left and right, not just from Hillary Clinton, but Donald Trump, from the Democratic establishment, who's supposed to be on his side, but obviously they're not because the Democratic Party doesn't like him. They pretend like they do, but they don't. He's gotten attacked by the media establishment whenever they cover him, and they don't like to cover him, but when they do, it's negative. So I'm not going to feel sorry for Hillary Clinton. See, Hillary Clinton is the one who has to convince us. She's the one who's supposed to make her pitch to the American people, not Bernie Sanders. He's not supposed to do that for her. When Hillary Clinton actually was given the opportunity to try to court over Bernie Sanders supporters, what she said was, well, I'm winning. You have no choice, so vote for me.
I am winning.
No, I'm sorry, but the reason why Hillary Clinton's campaign is being depressed is because Hillary Clinton doesn't know how to run a good campaign. And if Hillary Clinton isn't even strong enough to withstand the attacks of Donald Trump, why are you even running? See, Hillary Clinton is strong enough to withstand the attacks. The reason why Andrea Mitchell is saying this to Bernie Sanders is because she just wants to wrap up the Democratic primary. She wants it to be between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. That's what's interesting to them. They love the horse race aspect of politics. But Bernie Sanders is still in this. And I've got bad news for you, Andrea. It's not necessarily the case that Hillary Clinton will be able to win the Democratic nomination outright. So that would mean there's going to be a contested convention. So Bernie Sanders is not out of this. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if she's going to be indicted. So I think that it's really offensive for her to heavily imply that Bernie Sanders should drop out. Now, she also said, I'm just saying that Hillary Clinton, the opposition to her, the negatives against her, it's been built up by Donald Trump just hammering away at her. Okay, what's your point? You're not saying anything new. You're literally just regurgitating everything you just said. Again, Hillary Clinton is going to be attacked. That's what happens when you run for president. And it's frustrating because you know what she really wants to say is, Bernie, shouldn't you just be a good little stooge and drop out and do what we want and do what the entire Democratic establishment wants? No. But Bernie Sanders had the perfect response. He said, we've taken on the entire political establishment, so please don't moan to me about Hillary Clinton's problems. I don't understand how anyone could feel sorry for Hillary Clinton when she's had the weight of the entire political establishment on her back. She has CNN. She has MSNBC doing political propaganda for her, and you expect us to feel sorry for her? I'm sorry, but for this whole campaign, she's been the one who's had the advantage. Bernie Sanders has been the underdog the entire time. At the beginning of the campaign, she corroborated with the DNC to make the rules. She is the one who wanted to limit debate. She's the one who has the DNC chair fighting on her behalf when the DNC chair is supposed to remain neutral, but obviously that's not the case. She's wholly in the tank for Hillary Clinton because she probably is promised something really nice when Hillary Clinton is president. And even towards the end of the clip, she ignored everything Bernie Sanders said and was like, here's a clip of Donald Trump attacking Hillary Clinton. Again, I don't care. I don't feel sorry for a corrupt multimillionaire who has brazenly slandered Bernie Sanders. Let's go back to the beginning of this campaign. She implied that Bernie Sanders is racist. She implied that Bernie Sanders is sexist. He's sexist because he said that we should stop yelling about gun violence. He's racist because he said that this comes down to an urban versus rural thing, and Hillary Clinton tried to frame it as, well, you know, he's telling a woman to be quiet, and he's saying by urban he means black, when that's not the case. She's done everything she could to slander him. Her surrogate, David Brock, implied that Bernie Sanders doesn't care about black people because one of his ads wasn't diverse enough. So Hillary Clinton has hit below the belt. So the fact that we're now supposed to feel sorry for her after she's run a really dirty campaign, I don't. I'm sorry, I just don't. So why is it the case that Andrea Mitchell wants Bernie Sanders to drop out? Well, first of all, she's a puppet because she works for MSNBC. They are the propaganda wing of the Democratic Party, and their parent company is Comcast. So Comcast is the parent company of NBC Universal, and NBC Universal is the parent company of a little network known as MSNBC. Now, MSNBC is the network that Andrea Mitchell works for, and Comcast, well, they're one of Hillary Clinton's donors. Comcast Regulatory Affairs Chief David L. Cohen, who is a lobbyist and more like Chief of Deregulatory Affairs, he actually held a fundraiser for Hillary Clinton in 2015 that cost $2,700 a plate. So Andrea Mitchell works for a company who literally has a vested interest in Hillary Clinton's campaign. They have invested lots of money into Hillary Clinton. They've done a lot of nice things to her to butter her up. So that way when Hillary Clinton gets into office, well, maybe she'll be really nice to them and appoints an FEC chair who is going to be inclined to loosen net neutrality rules, to allow them to form these monopolies and have these mergers between Time Warner and Comcast. And by the way, Time Warner is another one of Hillary Clinton's biggest donors. So Andrea Mitchell is just falling in line and doing what her company wants her to do. Now, there's another reason why she doesn't like Bernie Sanders. It's personal. So if you don't know, Andrea Mitchell is married to Alan Greenspan. And Alan Greenspan is the former chair of the Federal Reserve. And you'll kind of notice that Andrea Mitchell, when she hosted the Democratic debate on MSNBC, she was a little bit more tough on Bernie Sanders than she was on Hillary Clinton. This is because her husband hates Bernie Sanders. So Bernie Sanders embarrassed Alan Greenspan because when he was the head of the Federal Reserve, he was just brazenly corrupt. He only cared about the rich, and he screwed up. That's not my words, that's his words. He admitted that his failed libertarian ideology had misled him, and it was a guiding philosophy for him while he was chair of the Federal Reserve. So I'm going to show you the video of Bernie Sanders just absolutely embarrassing him, and then you'll get the sense as to why Andrea Mitchell doesn't like him. She's pissed because he made fun of her husband and basically embarrassed him forever, and now it's viral. So here that is.
Does any of this matter to you? Do you give one whit of concern to the middle class and working families of this country? That's my question.
Congressman, we have the highest standard of living in the world.
No, we do not. You go to Scandinavia and you will find that people have a much higher standard of living in terms of education, health care, and decent paying jobs. Wrong, Mr. Greenspan.
May I answer your question?
You sure may.
So there you have it. Bernie Sanders is not a fan of Alan Greenspan, who is married to Andrea Mitchell, who in turn hates Bernie Sanders, who also is doing the bidding of her parent company. MSNBC, who's doing the bidding of their parent company. NBC Universal, who's doing the bidding of their parent company. Comcast. So it's just a big web of corruption and conflict of interest that all relates to Andrea Mitchell doing what she's supposed to do to appease her boss and ultimately get Hillary Clinton elected in office. But sorry, Bernie Sanders is not just going to bow his head, and neither will his supporters. I'm still Sanders. I'm not quitting. Bernie Sanders will remain in this until the convention. So if you don't like that, tough shit. Get used to it.